Yo, retouches on, y'all. Listen, Gun Freak Nation. Listen, I got some explaining to do. All right, I got some explaining to do. Let me go on and get it out my system. Last night was last night was a disaster. All right, I'm doing my Star Wars. Okay, what up though? What up though, Tim? I'm doing my Star Wars. Michael Jackson versus Prince. It lasted an hour and like 30, an hour, 40 minutes. All right. Like an hour and 40 minutes. Why y'all didn't tell me that y'all couldn't hear the music? Now look, I'm not trying to blame y'all for it. It's my fault. I forgot to it's a simple cable. It's a simple cable that you see this machine right here. This is my podcast machine right here. You see this cable right here? It's a simple cable that I simply forgot to plug into my iPad. And what threw me off my iPad, it was up for a software update, a system update. So whenever my iPad or whenever my devices is updating, I always plug the charger into it to make sure that the motherfucking battery ain't low or nothing while it's updating. And I forgot to take the damn charging cable off and plug the podcast machine into it. So all this time I'm hearing music and I'm jamming and I'm dancing and looking crazy like a motherfucker because y'all can't hear the music. So at one point my nephew Rest B called me and I thought, I didn't know. He didn't mention nothing about not being able to hear the music, and then I'm taking requests from people. Yo, what you want to hear? You want to hear Pretty Young Thing? Oh, somebody want to hear Little Red Corvette? Somebody want to hear You Want to Be Starting Something? Somebody want to hear Thriller? And I'm playing it on my computer. Nobody could hear the shit. So I said, "Oh my god!" When I only found out because I said, let me rewatch the video because I'm jamming and shit, right? I'm jamming, right? I click on the video, no music. You can hear the music coming from the headphones. I felt so bad. I'm like, damn. And I was wondering why a lot of people was tuning in and tuning out. But then it was some people that stuck with me regardless. And I'm like, damn, how could they watch me and I'm not really responding to them? Because I'm thinking I'm playing music. I'm like, man, you know what? We got to do a redo. And this time I got to make sure that the shit is right. This little cable is this right here. I got it plugged into the iPad now. So y'all can hear like what like y'all can hear that shit now. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can hear that. You can hear that shit. You did? But I simply forgot. And then, I was drinking, sipping on a little something. So that played a role in it too, man. So I can't be making, stupid mistakes like that no more. You know what I'm saying? And for the people that stay and watch, man, I gotta give it to y'all because I couldn't even when I replayed the video and I'm like, music, you could just hear the music from the headphones, but you can't hear the music out loud. I'm like, I can't even watch this shit. And I had to delete the video. So we gonna do a redo. But I want to talk to y'all about I'm hearing a lot of reports, man. What's this everybody, this chatter, everybody talking about that it's supposed to be another some type of attack in the country. And this, I've been telling y'all because of the borders and shit being wide open for the last 4 or 5 years, that we got some terror cells already here. But I'm hearing now that the FBI, CIA, they are saying that they are determined to do some type of attack right here in the homeland. Last time I saw a report like that was in 2001 when when it landed on Bush's desk that Bin Laden and Al Qaeda was determined to launch some type of attacks in the United States, and not too long after that report, 9/11 happened. So this is to be taken seriously. You don't believe me? Go put it on Fox, put it on all of the major, news outlets. They all, saying that something obviously is brewing and getting ready to go down. And I just need everybody to be ready, brace yourself for whatever. God willing that it don't happen, but I wouldn't be surprised if it did go down, if it did happen. This is why, keep your loved ones close and keep your funky town centers even closer. But yeah, man, this whole live was like, look, I honestly thought y'all can hear the music, man. Damn. And I went on for over an hour, like almost 2 hours. That was the worst of the worst. I have to apologize to y'all. For the ones that was watching, I don't even know how y'all was able to watch. And damn, I ain't gonna lie, man, that shit was embarrassing as hell. I'm listening, and then people obviously was thinking that I was doing the shit on purpose. That y'all clearly saw that I can hear music through the headphones, because the music was, you can hear it. The mic was picking up the music from my headphones. So no, that was not my intention. I would never torture y'all like that, ever. I would never do y'all like that, but for the ones that hung in and was like to the end, was just watching me dancing to myself and all that and shit, trying to dance and trying to be all sexy and shit, I appreciate y'all. Y'all really rock with me. Y'all really fucks with T motherfucking Electric. You feel me? So, but yeah, man, get your guns, get your ammo. I keep hearing chatter that some type of attack, October 7th style attack, where they're gonna try to do, they're gonna just the body count, man. It's about mass casualty. Some type of mass casualty event is being planned. We don't know whether it's gonna be Iran. We don't know whether it's gonna be the cartels. We don't know whether it's gonna be it don't matter. We got so many motherfucking enemies. And I ain't did shit to nobody. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure you ain't did shit to nobody. But because we American, people hate us because of the shit that the government does, which we ain't got no control over the government. We just it's the cards that we are dealt with. But in a shit hit the fan situation, just be ready, be savage ready. If it come your way, it come your way. Ain't nothing, don't worry about it. What's beyond our control, we can't worry about it. But what we do got control over is our response. You know what I'm saying? Our response to if this shit really do get ugly out here. And if they trying to do a October 7th style attack, then man, that mean, fuck a mall, fuck Walmart, fuck Maya. These motherfucking terrorists or whatever, whoever they are going to be coming to your very front porch. They coming to your doorstep, and they coming armed. And if you don't have a gun, even then, if you got a gun, if you got about, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, y'all chilling watching me right now, and all of a sudden you got about 30, 40, 50 motherfuckers with ARs in trucks, jumping off their trucks, going door to door, house to house, and basically unaliving people because they want a mass casualty event. How you gonna deal with that, man? It's like I think in a situation like that, that's when I say you gotta know your neighbors, man. You got to come together. You're not gonna be able to repel I don't give a fuck if you got a room full of guns. You're not going to be able to repel 50 heavily armed motherfuckers that's surrounding your house, your crib. How you gonna get past that? What if they decide to firebomb you and smoke you out? You know, a lot of people, oh man, I'm a hunker down, man. I got me a bunker in my basement, man. I got water, I got food, I got all this shit. I can rate this shit out. You can't rate a motherfucking thing out if they smoke you out. You better make sure, if you got that bunker in that basement, you better make sure that motherfucker is fireproof. You better make sure that that motherfucker is bomb proof. The only situation you're gonna be able to when you're gonna be able to deal with a Red Dawn October 7th style attack is you gotta link up with other people, other righteous people, and y'all gotta come together almost as if y'all a militia or something. Y'all gotta have, like in your neighborhood, connect with other people that's armed, your neighbors, whatever. They on your side. Put up that perimeter around your block, around your neighborhood. Get your car. Block the street. Set up perimeters for that whole fucking community, that whole neighborhood, and create a checkpoint. Anybody that cross that fucking checkpoint and you ain't checked them out, then you light their asses up and let them have it before they let you have it. Because just thinking that, oh, just me by myself is going to be able to be sufficient enough against multiple assailants, no, nah, man. You're going to be easy pickings, you know, and keep on thinking, oh, man, if I hunker down, I put some bars on my window, you know, I got my safe room down there with a good old lock on it. You know, they going to have to, no. Being surrounded by fire, you're not going to survive. Having smoke, breathing in smoke from a fire, you're not going to survive. Well, I get a gas mask. Nah, it's not that simple. I'm hearing that this shit is going to be a complicated, coordinated, well planned out attack where they trying to kill as many Americans as they possibly can. And I thought about this scenario. I'm like, damn, man. How could I overcome? What's the odds of me surviving something like that when you got so many? So, listen, watch. I was about to say wash your ass. But yes, wash your ass too. Wash your ass. But watch your ass. Keep your head on the swivel. Have y'all heard that too? That something is about to come. Something big is about to come. Something big is about to happen. Something big that is bigger than 9/11 is being planned right now. Now I was watching one program. They talking about it might be Al Qaeda working with Antifa. Antifa and Al Qaeda working with the cartels. That would be some crazy shit. We already know Iran already got some sales already here. Ain't no speculations about that. Nigga, they are here. They here in full effect, waiting on their orders to be activated. Well, T, why they, we bombed the fuck out of Iran and Israel bombed them. If they was going to activate, they would have been activated then, right? No, because, and the reason why I'm going to say no is because Iran knew that little war was going to be temporary. It was limited. Now, if it's an invasion where we got, where it's like a real fucking war and it ain't just a titty for a tatty. If it ain't a tit for tat, a titty for a tatty, then I'm talking about some shit like that happened in Iraq where the fucking regime, my nigga, was overthrown. The United States killed Saddam Hussein. Okay, we might have not physically put the rope around his neck to hang him, but we put the people in power to do this shit. I mean, come on, use your common sense. So if they got their backs up against the wall like they did, Iraq, Saddam Hussein, you think they not gonna activate they cells here? They ain't gonna do that shit, and we just pricking and targeting they nuclear facility. Nigga, we talking about a regime change. They ain't gonna, trust me, Iran is not that stupid to launch an inside Pearl Harbor type October 7th attack. They know that if they do that, that's the end of their country. That's the end of that particular regime. They know that. But if it happens, they're going to activate, because at that point, they have nothing else to lose. Okay? And on their mind, they trying to kill as many Americans as they can. It's just as simple as that, man. Then we got this thing with Venezuela. We got people saying, oh, man, they shouldn't target the Trump. It might be innocent people on them boats, y'all. I don't know. But all I know is that some type of war, something is brewing. I can feel it in my bones. Something is about to go down. And this is why I'm like, man, I don't even want to think about this shit, even though you got to think about it. And this is why last night I said, let me do this motherfucking Star Wars. Let me do Prince versus Michael Jackson, Michael Jackson versus Prince. And that, that's my fault. I didn't have the shit plugged in. It's all on me. It's my fault. My bad, y'all. But we got more important shit to worry about right now. This shit, the chatter is picking up. So when y'all think, I'm hearing that some might go down in Portland, Washington, D.C., here in Detroit. Then I'm hearing people still talking about the National Guard being deployed. And maybe they being deployed because they know something is about to happen. It ain't really about no crime fighting. It's going to be terrorist fighting. Can y'all picture that shit? Where motherfuckers is just killing everybody that they see. We got motherfuckers that's willing to do that. And as long as we got people that we know are in this country that's willing to do that shit, then we got to be armed, baby. We can't be like how it was over in Israel 2 years ago, when them people was basically slaughtered in their own homes. Because, believe it or not, Israel, of all countries, you would think they would have the most laxed pro-gun laws. They should have a fucking Second Amendment there if they're surrounded by these so-called enemies, right? Man, they fucking gun laws was strict. So when them terrorists when Hamas crossed the fucking border and went into them neighborhoods and was slaughtering people, they calling for the military. They said, fuck the police, let me call the fucking army. Nobody came to their rescue, y'all. And like 1,400 people was massacred. But because of that shit, that was their 9/11, but because of that, I'm hearing like 80,000 Palestinians have lost their life now. Tens of thousands of children have lost their life now. Because of the get back. You feel me? So, I don't know, man. Word is 9/11, they let that shit happen on purpose so they can use that as an excuse to sell the Iraq war. Without 9/11, it wouldn't have been an Iraq war. And the Iraq war was all about these neocons wanting to have democracy. Some places just ain't meant to have a democracy, a so-called democracy. But let's just be straight up honest. That shit really was about oil. If they didn't have oil, the whole fucking thing was tipped off because of oil. Kuwait had oil, and that Saddam Hussein invaded. The first Bush wasn't going for that shit. Before that shit happened, we was cool with Saddam. We was boys with him. We provided them. You know, when he fought a 10-year war with Iran, who you think provided the intelligence, the satellite photos, all of the intelligence? Who you think helped provide them with weapons and shit? We did. In other countries in Europe did, right? But as soon as he did something that we didn't like, he became the worst motherfucking, the biggest devil since Hitler. That's what the United States does. They will assassinate your character, make you out to be the most evilest person on this planet because they trying to turn people's opinion against you. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what happened. Same thing they did to Diddy. Diddy, you know, they leaked all that shit, showed that hotel footage, all that shit to assassinate that man's character. No, is he innocent? No. But was he, you know, was it worth him, you know, being locked up for the rest of his life? No. Hell, I don't even think it was worth the 4 years that he was sentenced. Because everybody that was involved in that situation was some grown motherfuckers that got paid to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? You don't give no, you know, say if I go out there, pick up a prostitute and I get caught and that's 4 years? No, that ain't even, you know, but because the prostitute come from a different state and cross state lines, that makes it the Mann Act, which was, if you trace the origins of the Mann Act, is really a Jim Crow law. It's a racist law that was put into effect because black men was having white women from the up north, or I may be having it wrong, but I know they was having white women come cross them state lines to get that dick. They was crossing the fucking state lines to get that black dick. And that's why the you know, they was like, we ain't having that shit. We gonna make a law for these niggas where we get caught with a white woman, nigga, you gonna do at least 4 to 10 years. That was gonna be the deterrent. So that whole law right there is unjust. It's unjust. And I'm not condoning all that shit. I'm not condoning what he did to Cassie, especially in that in the hotel lobby video where he beat her down in the hotel. That shit was not cool. It was not. You know, even though she got $30 million, you know, when they you know, Diddy settled for like 30 million to keep her mouth closed and shit, you know, it's a mess. It really is. But everything that's happening right now in the world is a fucking mess, and you need to be ready, man. If that shit happened in real life, if these terror cells be activated, because I'm hearing that the cartel involved, Antifa is involved. It might be some white nationalists involved that's still mad over Charlie Kirk. You know, because they threatened civil war when he was taken out, and I don't understand why, because he was taken out by his own kind, a fellow Republican. You know, it wasn't no black person or no gay person. It was a white dude, conservative Republican, man. Come on, they didn't know what the fuck to do. They still trying to blame transgenders. They still trying to find somebody to point the finger at when you got to point the finger from at your own self. What y'all got to realize is that the devil gonna come at you in many colors, many shapes, many forms, and he's very deceptive. He's very deceptive. He's going to come for you. He's going to come from the angle that you least expected. And what threw MAGA, whatever they call themselves, was that they wasn't expecting it to be from their own, from within. Why do you think Trump said the military, you know, sending them to the cities and shit so they can train from within, that the enemy is within? Trump know what the fuck is going on. Everybody, you know, sometimes the niggas say something that just don't make no fucking sense. Trump gonna be Trump. But I think they know that some shit is about to go down. I think they know. That's why he said we're gonna send them to the cities. We're gonna start our training there because we have been infiltrated. The last 4 years, this country has been infiltrated by millions of people, my nigga. And you cannot tell me out of those millions that crossed that open border, none of them wasn't terrorists. So everybody that Trump is poking, you poke the bear, you're gonna erect the fucking giant. All right, you keep poking it. So right now he's going after these cartels. He's going after the Trende Lawadra, whatever the fuck their name is. This gang from Venezuela. He going after them. He's going after you know, it's just it's a lot of shit that's happening. All I'm trying to say, y'all, it's a lot of shit that's happening. So if it be some blowback, if it be some kickback, then you understand why. You know what I'm saying? If it be some blowback behind this shit, be ready. Don't get caught slipping. Don't fuck up like I did last night either. You know, doing an almost 2 hour long playing music and music that nobody can hear but me. Don't fuck up like I did. Get that fucking town sender. Keep your loved ones close. And keep them funky town senders closer. But yeah, that's all I want. I just want to come in and let y'all know that was a fucking disaster last night. And I still feel bad about it. But I love y'all for like sticking through it. And keep your eyes open. Keep your ears open. If you see something that ain't right, report that shit. Cause I'm hearing through the grapevine that some shit gonna happen and it's gonna be ugly. It's gonna be a lot of people out there sheep right now. You don't want to be no motherfucking follower. You want to be a leader. Remember that. In your family, in your household, you got to be the leader. Don't be no fucking follower. Be a fucking leader. You hear me? Gun Freak Nation, I appreciate you. I love you. Listen, y'all, stay armed. Stay responsible with your weapons, with your firearms. Stay righteous. Because we living in an evil, sick world full of savages, full of evil people, full of wicked people. And you just never know when evil strikes. Be ready. Much love, Gun Freak Nation. Salute, baby.